All right. Hello everyone. Just as this is a video, just as an update of what it has happened. I'm freezing. As an update of what has happened, where I'm at right now, what I'm currently experiencing. So very recently, my roommate's brake lines have been cut. This is all like, I mean, God, it hasn't even been like a week. These events have taken place all within the same timeline. Like within a week, all these events have taken place. My roommate's brake lines have been cut. My psychologist outside of North Central Healthcare that I worked so very hard to get, that I told about the CIA and everything, has suddenly called me and told me she can no longer see patients permanently for unforeseen health reasons. And now, so if you can't see, my desk is empty. My iMac that I just bought like less than 2 months ago, it's not even 2 months old, just kaputzed, completely crashed. I mean, to where I was uploading more YouTube videos, and I was working on the documents for the case files and everything with all the evidence that I have been compiling. And then all of a sudden it went click, 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 and it sounded like my computer was having a seizure, and it just completely crashed. And I believe that now, we might be adding a victim of cybercrime to that list. So to make matters worse, there's more to the story. So I try and fix things first before taking it in, because one, money, and two, I like learning about technology. I'm a photographer, like it's a very techie kind of field. So I tried learning about it. I did everything I could, and finally I reached a point where I realized it was like the startup utility disk drive, which is basically, it's just like a way to kick somebody right in the knees, technologically speaking, and shut down their computer so that they have to bring it in. So I looked up, okay, what kind of computer repair specialist options I had, and it sucked because, so you have computer repair people, and then you have like authorized computer repair people for Apple products, and the nearest one was like 2 or 3 hours away. Like I can't drive with a toddler for 2 or 3 hours to go get my Mac repaired. But there was one in town called Happy Mac, and this guy specializes in Apple products. So I give him a phone call, I let him know I'm coming. This is where things get weird. So I get to the store, and it was like he was waiting for me. And before I even get the chance, now this is why I believe this store to be involved in suspicious activity. I actually ended up reporting them to IC3, which is like the FBI cyber crime complaint portal. So I get there, and I'm just like, okay, it's I need a repair, right? And I didn't even get a chance to tell him what was wrong with it. I didn't even get a chance to tell him that it was the hardware and the startup drive, and that it just started having a seizure on me and making a bunch of crazy clicking sounds and crashed on me. I didn't get a chance to tell him that at all. And he just started talking. He's like, oh, it's a hardware issue. And I was like, how do you even know that? I didn't even talk to you about that. And then moving on into the conversation, I asked to meet the technicians. That would be working on my iMac, and he was basically like, no, you're not meeting the technicians. You're not meeting them. You're not good enough to meet them. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, they're working on my very sensitive data, and you're not gonna, and that's just for any of you that aren't aware, this is not normal behavior. If you can't meet your technicians at a computer store and meet the person that's gonna be working on your device, That is not fucking normal. But I was just so taken aback by everything going on and the fact that I'm probably the victim of a cyber attack now, and I am probably looking into the eyes of the person who has hacked me. I was just deer in the headlights, and he asked for my password. He said the only way to repair it, he hasn't even looked into the device and what's wrong with it yet. I haven't even had a chance to tell him what happened or what the diagnostics was when I ran through it on myself. I haven't told him any of that yet. And he's saying it's a hardware issue because somehow he already knew that. And then 2, that he needs my password to access and repair it with stress testing, under the notion of stress testing. And I also looked that up later because I didn't know. This was my first time. I've never had a device do this to me. I have owned Apple products my entire life. I've owned a lot of different pieces of technology, and never in my life has one gone kaputs on me right during the time when I'm uploading a bunch of evidence about the CIA and I'm talking about the CIA. So where was I in my story? He asked for my password, and what else was suspicious about this guy? Oh, I looked that up later about if that's normal for them to ask for their for your device password, and this is when I started shitting my pants because I was just like, fuck, like I just gave him my password. It's not normal. It is not normal for them. If you take an Apple product to an Apple Genius, which is like the authorized repair specialist for Apple products, they're not supposed to ask you for your password. They're not supposed to ask you for your password. So I gave this fucking guy my password. Luckily, I'm still very prepared though with data backups, and I keep my desktop clean. I keep my desktop as clean as I possibly can, but in the moment that I delivered it to him, it was not very clean. It was not very clean. So, yeah, that happened. So that's where I'm at right now. I am desktopless now after, it's maybe day 2. I started finally uploading the evidence and all this content, and it is now completely kaputzed my iMac that I bought less than 2 months ago. So yes, if you experience something like this is why if you have a technology issue or something, it's important to know tech people that you trust, and also know suspicious activity when you see it. So I believe and just to make matters worse, so I'm shitting my pants right now because I just gave him my password. He already knew what was wrong with it, and it kaputzed right after I started uploading all this stuff about the CIA. And he's telling me I can't meet his technicians, who remain completely anonymous, that have worked on devices in town and my device now. To make matters worse, I went on Google and I just was like, maybe I should read some reviews about this guy. Like, I was just panicked. Like, my device is never kaputzed, and I was right in the middle of a really important project. I'm a wedding photographer, and I have a wedding coming up, and my fucking Mac just crashed. So I go on to Google reviews and I read the reviews for all of his stuff. This is what tipped me off that he's probably involved in some illegal activity and racketeering his clients in with some form of malware. All the 1-star reviews seemed to gravitate around the same hardware issues. Like, they all are just hardware issues, and when these customers are complaining about his services, it's a hardware issue. You have to pay for the diagnostic, and then when you get the diagnostic back, it's a ridiculous amount of money. It's a ridiculous amount of money that was unforeseen to fix. God. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now. This is my first experience of being cyber attacked. I'm desktopless now, but you know, you go through things and you experience them as you go. So this was definitely a learning experience. I must say, like, of all the stuff that's happened, I am terrified. I am absolutely terrified and appalled with everything that's happened with the systematic abuse and the illegal activity that's taken place with North Central Healthcare, with law enforcement, with trusted individuals and systems in place that have been abused and used against me. I am completely shocked and in terror. But when it came to like a cyber attack, I've got to say, you know, it was kind of exciting. It was kind of exciting to be cyber attacked. I know it's not, like, because there's a lot of different implications and things that can happen, like your personal data could be breached, but I find this stuff so interesting. I find technology so interesting, just cyber anything. So anyway, that's where I'm at now, and just kind of doing as much security on my personal data as I can after giving that guy my password like a deer in the headlights idiot. But at least reporting, if you see any suspicious activity or anything like that, it's important to report that to IC3. IC3, I don't remember if I went through this yet or not. IC3 is like the cybercrime report complaint portal, and if you think you might be a victim, you don't have to have proof, you don't have to have evidence, you can just submit a complaint and say this was suspicious and I think you guys should look into it. And it's really that easy. I mean, it takes maybe 5 minutes. It took me maybe 5 minutes, that's it. So that's it. That's where I'm at right now. I'm Macless, and I have a wedding coming up in a few weeks. Fuck. Yep, signing out.